Which crop demonstrates the greatest classification shift when classified based on economic use? So kung papansin niyo yung mga question natin, we are tackling about different classifications, different classifications of crops. Yung number one, we talk about the classification of crops based on root modification. Yung next na question doon, we've talked about the classification of crops based on its life cycle. Dito naman, we're talking about the classification of crops based off on its economic use. So ang question is, alin daw yung crop dito sa A, B, C, or D ang nagpapakita ng classification shift based on economic use. So ibig sabihin, based on economic use, pwedeng nag-shift daw yung kanyang category. Okay, so letter A, is it sugarcane processed for bioethanol? Letter B, is it coconut processed into copra? Letter C, is it corn utilized as grain and as forage? Or letter D, cassava processed for starch extraction? Now let's find out more context about this question. Ano ba yung magiglean natin na lesson from this particular question? Now, this question discusses the lesson of the classification of crops based off on economic use. So, ano-ano ba yung mga classification ng crops based on economic use? We have 9 classifications. Siyempre, yung pinakauna dyan would be your food crops. So, kapag sinabi nating food crops, yan yung mga halaman that is primarily used for direct human consumption. Ibig sabihin, these plants or these crops go straight to our plate. Now you can further classify food crops based on whether that be a cereal crops. So ano yung mga cereal crops natin? We have rice, corn, and wheat. Pwede mo rin siyang i-classify as root or tuber crops, katulad ng cassava, sweet potato, yam. Or you can say tuberous stem crops, katulad ng potato. You can also classify them as legumes or pulses, katulad ng munggo, soybean, peanut, yan, part yan ng legume or pulses. And we can classify them as either vegetables or fruits as well, katulad ng tomato, eggplant, banana, mango, pechay, cabbage, other leafy vegetables. So food crops yan, usually for direct human consumption yung mga yan. Yung feed crops naman po natin, these crops are grown not to feed human beings, but to feed animals. So, hindi siya directly for human consumption. Yung feed crops natin, pinapakain natin siya sa hayop. Na yung hayop na yun, nagiging karne. Yung karne, yun ang kinakain ng tao. So, hindi lang naman karne. Siyempre, pwede rin maging gatas. Kung baka yan. Pwede rin maging itlog. Kung yan ay manok. Kinakain rin naman natin yan. Now, your feed crops can be further classified as forage grasses. So, katulad ng Napier grass or Guinea grass, mga grasses, pinapakain natin yan sa ating mga ruminants. Usually, leguminous forages, katulad ng Centrosema and Stylosantes, or feed grains, katulad ng corn. So, ang corn natin, pwedeng kainin ng tao, pwede rin gawing feeds. And then we also have cash crops. We also call this as commercial crops. So, mga cash crops naman natin, these are mainly used for sale and profit. So, hindi siya for home consumption, pero yan ay binibenta para maging major source of income ng ating mga farmers. So, anong example ng ating mga cash crops? We have cotton, coffee, cacao, yung mga different high-value crops, katulad ng cabbage, carrots, patatas. So, usually, nagpo-provide yan ng immediate na income sa ating mga farmer. Yun ang purpose ng cash crop. We also have industrial crops. Medyo related naman ito sa cash crops. Pero ang mga industrial crops, usually ginagamit yan as raw material for industries. Okay? So katulad na lamang ng sugarcane. Okay? Ang sugarcane, raw material yan for sugar production and for ethanol production. Yung oil ng coconut, ginagamit yan para maging coconut cooking oil. Ginagamit rin yan sa cosmetics. Yan. Ginagamit rin siyang pampahid. Yan. Ginagamit yung virgin coconut oil na may medicinal purposes. Cotton is another example of an industrial crop. And rubber. Yan. Usually, ang mga industrial crops natin, yung mga produce dyan, ginagamit siya as a source of raw materials para makapag-produce ng panibagong klase ng produkto. Yan. Now, aside from your industrial crops, we have fiber crops. Okay, fiber crops naman. So ano naman ang fiber crops natin? They are crops that are primarily grown for their fibers. So yung fibers na yan, hindi siya ginagawang pagkain, but rather ginagawa siyang damit. So clothes, ginagawa siyang ropes. Yan. So ginagawa siyang textile product. Usually makikita yan sa ating handicraft industries. So example niyan would be your abaca, your cotton, your jute, your kenna. And then we also have oil crops. They are harvested naman to extract oil from them. So yung oil na yan, pwedeng gamitin sa pagkain, sa sabon, sa cosmetics, and for some, it can also be used as biofuel. So dito sa Pilipinas, ang pinaka popular na example natin ng oil crops would be your coconut. Yan. Pero aside from coconut, soybean is also an oil crop. Groundnut and peanut is also an oil crop. Sesame seeds, no? Nagiging oil din yan, and sunflower. Isama mo na dyan yung olive. Yan. Avocado, I guess. Kasi may mga oil extracts yung mga yan. So, pwede yung maging oil crops. And then we also have beverage crops. So, beverage crops naman, they provide drinks. Okay? So, itong mga drinks na to could be stimulating, katulad ng kape, or it could be refreshing, katulad ng tsaa. Yan. So, itong mga beverage crops natin, usually they do contain natural stimulants. Katulad ng kape, kakao, and even tsaa. Yung mga yan ay may caffeine content, yung mga yan. Aside from your beverage crops, we have medicinal crops. So ito naman, ginagamit siya for therapeutic purposes, for health, pharmaceutical, and therapeutic purposes. Examples would be yung mga ini-introduce sa atin ng ating mga lolo't lola noon, no? Katulad ng lagundi, sambong, turmeric, ginger, peppermint. Yan. Yung mga gamot sa ubo, gamot sa sakit ng tiyan, even gamot sa kidney kapag ikaw ay may sakit sa bato, right? Yung sambong, very effective yan. And finally, we have spices. So ano naman ang spices? Yan yung crops na ginagamit to enhance the flavor, aroma, and color of the food. So usually itong mga spices na to, they do have high economic value per kilogram. So anong mga example ng ating mga spices or condiment crops? We also call them condiment crops. We have pepper, onion, garlic, chili, ginger. Yan. So yung mga yan, they are spices or condiment crops. Now, balik tayo dun sa question. Okay? After natin mapag-usapan yung context, balik tayo dun sa question. Now, dito sa question, ang tinatanong is that we are looking for a crop that has the greatest classification shift. Ibig sabihin, itong crops na to, they can be used into one economic purpose to another economic purpose. So, ang tamang sagot dyan would be letter C. Okay? Ano yung statement sa letter C? Corn. Okay? Corn being utilized as a grain. Okay? So, food crop siya. And it can also be utilized as a forage crop. So, food crops and feed crops. Kaya nagkakaroon ng classification shift. So, ang corn natin, pwede siyang gamitin as a food for human consumption or as a feed for animal consumption naman. Okay? So, may classification shift. Ngayon, baka itanong niyo ako, sir, yung sugarcane. Yung sugarcane, pwede yung industrial. Pwede rin yung maging cash. Edi may classification shift din. Yung coconut, sir, pwede yung oil. Diba? Pwede rin yung industrial. So, dalawa ulit yung classification niya. Yung kasaba, pwede yung food. And then, pwede yung industrial, no? If you extract the starch. Yes, tama naman yung analysis nyo. However, based off on the different choices, si letter C lamang yung nagpapakita ng dalawang classification based on economic use. Si letter C lang, yung may statement na dalawa ang economic use niya. Si letter A, isa lang, sugarcane processed for bioethanol. Si letter B, isa lang din, coconut processed as copra. Si letter C, isa lang din, cassava processed for starch extraction. So based on the statement itself, based on the statement itself, ang nagpapakita lang ng classification shift dyan is si letter C. Now, pagdating sa exam, lagi niyong tatandaan to. And lagi ko tong sinasabi sa mga reviewees. It's not about selecting the correct answer, but rather selecting the best answer among the choices. Kasi ang style ng ating exam are multiple choice questions. So you have to select the best answer, not necessarily the correct one. Kasi kung correct one ang pipiliin natin dyan, abay tama si A, B, C at saka si D. Pero yung best is si letter C. Kasi siya lang yung nag-indicate ng dalawang classification based on economic use ng isang crop. Magti-take ka ba ng licensure exam for agriculturists this year? If yes, I believe my course is for you. Enroll now at Learning Agri Withal modular course by clicking the link below. Ano pang hinihintay mo? Mag-enroll ka na. Samahan kita mag-review. Bye!